This $140 high-tech tape measure can do way more than this $6 one. But if it can't do the one thing a tape measure is supposed to do, it's worse. I'm putting 7 high-tech tools to a simple test. If it doesn't replace something I already use, or give me a new capability that I actually need, it's not an upgrade. This is the Fanttik A11 Ultra. Is it better than a regular tape measure, or just more complicated? It's got a touchscreen, roller measure, laser measure, calculates area, volume, imperial, metric, saves your measurements, calculator, digital level. You can even watch YouTube on it. Not really. And this tape measure from Harbor Freight has one feature. It measures. You can buy 23 of these for the price of one of these. So what happens if you drop it? Ooh. Fanttik did send me this stuff, but my only commitment with them is to tell you the truth, and there's the truth. It's done, but I still want to test this proper, so I'm going to order another one. Is it more accurate? This level is exactly 48 inches, and the laser shows 48 and 5/30 seconds. And this other Fanttik laser shows a different number. To be fair, it's close enough for some jobs, but a regular tape measure gives you the same number every time. But the laser measure is faster, right? At long distances, yes, absolutely. At short distances, no. It takes extra time to position the laser and set up something for the beam to hit. So this isn't replacing my tape measure, but does it give me a new capability? Curved surfaces are something a regular tape measure just can't do. So yes, new capability unlocked. What about reliability? Low battery, overheat, weak signal. My regular tape measure has never done any of that. So overall, this is better in a few very specific situations. If you measure a lot of square footage, or a lot of weird curved surfaces, this earns its keep. But for 99% of the stuff I do, it's just gonna slow me down. I'm grabbing the $6 tape measure almost every time, but this next tool caught me off guard. The C10 Pro cordless scissors. These things claim you can do your scissoring wirelessly. And thank God somebody thought of that, because this cord is always getting in my way. So which one's faster? The electric scissors are way faster. But is it faster than a box cutter? Yes, and that was with a brand new blade. But is it safer? Just kidding. Is it more precise? I'm cutting grit with scissors and work with the C10 Pro. Let's be honest, this isn't replacing scissors. And on first glance, this doesn't really give me a new capability. There's nothing this can cut that I couldn't already cut with scissors. But here's the tricky part. There's also nothing that scissors can cut that this can't cut way faster. Is that a capability? I don't know. But there is one ultimate test we can do to find out. In the 3 weeks I've owned this, which of these have I actually grabbed more? The biggest compliment I can give scissors is that they work every time. The biggest compliment I can give this thing is that I actually enjoy using it. And that's why my recycling bin looks like this when it used to look like this. I've easily grabbed this 10 times more than my scissors, so yes, these being faster is a useful capability. Still need my scissors for some projects, but this is undoubtedly a new staple in my garage. If you want to check out any of these on Amazon, QR's right there, links down below. This next tool though is questionable. This is the S2 Pro electric screwdriver. I've never owned an electric screwdriver because you either use a screwdriver or you use a drill, or a bit ratchet in tight situations, or a baby torque wrench for precision, or a ratcheting screwdriver. Now to be fair, this is a nice set. It's well built, lots of nifty design features. You can even select your force down to the Newton meter. Objectively, this is a great tool. But why does it exist? My mom told me this is a great girl tool. Aww. It's not really how tools work. This tool can be used by a girl, and this tool can be used by a guy. But I think I see my mom's point. If you're not into tools, maybe you live in an apartment, you might just need to assemble IKEA furniture and keep your bike wheel on your bike. Suddenly, this makes perfect sense. It replaces a whole pile of tools, it saves you space, it saves you money, gives you the exact capabilities you need with nothing extra. As a tool guy, it's not for me, but as an apartment dwelling girly, this is perfect. But this next tool, I don't think works the way Fanttik intended at all. This is the Fanttik Potent T10, and it's probably my least favorite tool in this video. It's designed to jumpstart your dead car battery, and it works. It even works as a power bank and an emergency light. In theory, it makes a great alternative to jumper cables, with some pros and cons, of course. So what's wrong with it? Warning, risk of fire, explosion, and overheating above 113 degrees Fahrenheit. It's a cloudy spring day, and the inside of my truck is already hotter than that. According to goodcalculators.com, even on a beautiful 70-degree day, a car interior can hit 113 in 1 hour. The manual also doesn't recommend storing it below freezing, so in Texas, I wouldn't feel good about leaving this in my car. It would come with me in the grocery store, at work, and I'd bring it in the house every night. And for me, that kind of defeats the purpose. I want to put this in my car and forget about it until I need it. And for that reason, jumper cables. Hands down winner. I'm not risking leaving this in my car, but this next one is the most popular tool here with over 1,600 Amazon reviews. This is the T1 Max soldering iron kit. This thing is high tech as heck. But does technology make it better? It comes with every bell and whistle you can think of. Wireless, extra tips, touch sensitivity, temperature control. The only thing it doesn't have is 40 years battle-tested experience. This is my grandpa's soldering iron, and it still works. No exceptions, no features, not even an on-off switch. So which one's faster? Grandpa's takes 2 minutes to heat up enough to melt solder. This one takes 15 seconds. Not even a competition. But which one's more precise? Grandpa's has this one big tip designed for the large circuitry of its era. This one has lots of tips, including this itty-bitty one designed for precision on today's modern circuit boards. That's 2 wins for Fanttik, but which one is safer? Well, they're both idiot-proof, but in different ways. The old one is idiot-proof because if you plug it in, it's on. That's all there is to it. The new one is idiot-proof because if you set it down, it's off. After 30 seconds, it sleeps, and after 15 minutes, it shuts off completely. So for safety, I've got to give it to Fanttik. Does this give me a new capability? The temperature settings and tips let me be more precise for delicate circuitry and crank it up for heavy wiring. It can also do wood burning and leather. I didn't have that ability before, and it lets me work without being plugged in. It's more of a convenience than a capability, but I'll give it the nod. I haven't mentioned price too much, and that's because it changes a lot. Fanttik has sales coming and going on all their products pretty much all the time. But interestingly enough, a version of Grandpa's soldering iron is still for sale today. And if you catch this one on sale, the price difference between these two is only about 20 bucks. So overall, I get the hype. This is what technology should be doing for us. I'm grabbing the high-tech version every time. Let's give a moment of silence for 40 years served. Now let's switch from a classic tool to something completely new. The Fanttik B11 Pro Max Electric Air Duster. What does this even do in a garage setting? They advertise it for cleaning computers, stoking fires, perplexing your cat, and even blowing up an air mattress. But none of that happens in a garage, so why are we talking about it? Because I use it almost every time I'm in here. It's hard to pick one tool to compare it to, but the closest thing is canned air. It doesn't really replace canned air because I never owned it. I bought this one just for this video, but I could never really get myself to spend $9 on canned air when we have canned air at home. I use this as a broom, but it doesn't replace my broom for broken glass or larger stuff. I use this as a duster, but it doesn't replace a duster for picture frames or fragile knickknacks. I use this for compressed air, but it doesn't replace my air compressor for tire inflation or air tools. None of those are new capabilities. None of those replace anything. So according to my own rule, this is not an upgrade. But also, all of those use cases are faster and less annoying than the old school way of doing it. So I think it's It's time for a different rule. One that applies to brand new tools that have never existed before and high-tech versions of old tools, or any tool at all. Do you pick it up and use it? And for this tool, the answer is yes, 100 times yes. At the end of every garage session, I'm tired. I don't want to sweep out the garage. I don't want to pull out the shop vac. I want to pull this thing out, blow out the garage in 2 minutes, and be done. I've had a different version of this for over a year. Here's the one I've been using, and it sucks. The battery dies every other use, but I would still charge it up and use it because it's useful. The Fanttik, I've used it about 12 times, haven't had to charge it yet. For me, this is a garage staple. It has earned its spot on the pegboard, but for our grand finale, I thought it'd be fun to take it out of the garage. This is the Fanttik Alpha C6 Ultra Instant Cabin Tent. It looks cooler than my regular old tent, but is it actually better? They claim you can set it up in 60 seconds. They also claim it holds 6 people. I'm guessing in the same way this car holds 6 clowns. And the last claim is that it makes your camping as comfortable as home. Let's find out. Is it faster? In the picture, it shows a husband and wife setting it up together, so I brought Reagan. We read the directions ahead of time, tools are prepped. This should look indistinguishable from a NASCAR pit stop.
And go! Oh my God.
In retrospect, I think we were, in fact, distinguishable from a NASCAR pit stop. So we came in at about 2.5 minutes. You're definitely not getting it done in under 60 seconds, but the standard tent took almost 4 minutes to set up. So yes, it's faster, just not as fast as Fanttik claims. But does it actually hold 6 people? It holds 10 cuddling Collins. And if that image made you uncomfortable, it's because 10 people in there is uncomfortable. But it also holds 2 very comfortable spouses. It's even sort of comfortable with a kid or 2. So yes, it'll hold 6 people, but I wouldn't recommend it. But is it more durable? While we battened down the hatches, an actual rainstorm came through, but it wasn't really enough to test the durability, so I'm gonna go in each of these tents and have Reagan simulate a thunderstorm.
It got stuck, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's the wind! Hey! Neither tent had a leak. I'll give a little bit of credit to Fanttik for having thicker materials, but for the price, that's what I'm expecting. Now for the big question, does it make your camping as comfortable as home? Of course not. There's no plumbing, HVAC, Netflix, but isn't that the point? The marketing team may have missed the point with this claim, but it gets a lot of credit for the panoramic views. Instead of waking up to a sauna, you can wake up to a breeze all the way down here where you're sleeping and 360 nature views. That's nice. This high-tech tent really comes down to time and money. It's an expensive tent, but it could be worth 50 to 100 nights in its lifetime. You're camping to be stress-free, and this takes time away from the stressful part and adds it to the fun part. Now, if you rarely camp, this is for sure a luxury item. If you hike in camp, it's 1000% not for you. It's massive. But if you're into music festivals, family camping, or our favorite, free dispersed camping in the middle of nowhere, this replaces your old tent and makes your experience more enjoyable. And enjoying life is absolutely a capability. The final rule. If you're interested in any of the stuff in this video, here's that QR code one more time. Links down below. I hope that made you a little more capable, or at least helped you think differently about the things you want versus the things you're actually gonna use. This whole channel is about figuring out what actually makes you more capable. Sometimes that's weird organization ideas. Sometimes it's building out a doomsday tool bag. And sometimes it's dumb little tricks that completely change how something works. If you're into that, you'll probably like it here. Maybe go watch another. Maybe subscribe. The one final rule I hope you take away is that it's not worth having if you don't actually use it. This is my 10th upload and I'm not stopping. My name's Colin. This is GritWork. I'll catch you next time.
The door's the wrong way.
We can rotate it in a second. Ah.
Oh my God, come on.